And so when Matt Hilliger, who was the tournament director, left the job, Chris Chandler, who was the executive director for Dow at that time, asked me to think about it. And I wasn't really ready to retire from Boulder and Battle yet. But the more I thought about the opportunity, the more I thought about how much I enjoyed that week, I was like, all right, I will pass the reins on and I will embrace this. And I haven't looked back.
And I know that was a tough decision for you to make because you'd been in that space for a while and really kind of perfected that art. So I have a marketing question for you. As technology has changed and as the industry has changed, what do you miss about maybe marketing in the past versus the way it's conducted now?
Well, I'm still pretty old school.
Okay.
And so when you think about marketing, and I know AI has a big effect on it, and I'm not a big AI lover because I do think you need to use your mind.
Yeah.
And I do need to think it's got to be easier than just looking it up. And so for me, it is still like when you think about marketing the tournament, you know, it's like, what's the theme going to be this year? How are we going to do things differently? How can we engage with people more? And that has just been my premise for everything that I've done. And I'm just not going to give it up because technology has changed. Yes, technology makes it easier to do business. But I remind my team, it's like back in the day, if you had to change to something, you faxed it.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't that you just snapped it on your phone and away it went. I believe that you have to really think about that.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a strategy and a purpose to why you're doing marketing.
Such a tough balance because I definitely understand the utilization of AI, especially when you want to place things throughout the internet or maybe you're trying to reach a different audience segment. But in terms of the actual creativity, I just get so much more joy out of something that comes from the heart and really comes from a space. So even the concept of Max Loves Midland, like we have this cool little sunglass logo here, but it originated as this hand painting from Annie Stout. So Annie did this hand painting, which became the logo, and that means so much more to me.
Yes.
So put that in there and then try and mix them. It's definitely been such a battle in this industry. Like,
Yes.
How do you do it, and what do you go about? How do you go about this?
No, easily. And it's interesting because my oldest grandson, he and I had a huge discussion about it because he's in college.
Oh yeah.
And and he was the one that said AI is only as good as what is current. And so when you think about that and you think about putting some things in, and so then we had a little fun, like checking it out. And so putting people's names in and then what came up, and I'm like, oh, this is 4 years old information.
Yes.
But if you didn't know, you'd use it. So I know it's got a purpose and I understand it, but I'm not there yet.
Definitely has to be creativity and how
Yes.
you craft it and bring it together. And
Well, and the thing about it is like that, it's the other thing I say to my team every year. I don't want to just rinse and repeat for the tournament. I would be crushed if a fan ever said, I already did that. I already went to the Dow Championship. I don't need to go again. I want to make sure that we have something for everybody and that every year we're bringing something new.
And you are bringing new things this year, and you are bringing some creative things. So I know it's also going to be Champ's, second birthday this year?
Second birthday.
So I know that'll be happening this year, but we kind of have some other friends on the course too, don't we?
We do. So we have Beverly and Carter. They are
Okay.
two beverage carts, hence
Fun.
Beverly and Carter. They will be decked out. We have those will be for everybody. So we have things within those beverage carts for young children, for teenagers, adults, and we're testing it out this year because I have an idea for next year on how to get our nonprofits involved with it from another revenue generating thing for our nonprofits. And that is just something that is unique and fun. And that, I hope fans will look forward to engaging with both of those beverage carts.
You mentioned our nonprofits, and the nonprofits have such a big part of this tournament that I find to be so unique compared to any other professional events that I've went to. And we do a good job of that in our community too. I mean, the tennis tournament does a great job of incorporating nonprofits as well, but it is awesome to see the big groups, obviously around a Nelly Corda, or the big groups following Alexi Thompson. And that's awesome because they'll both be here this year. But sometimes you see these large groups of supporters of specific nonprofits rallying around teams that don't always have these large crowds following them. And you might think to yourself, well, why is that? Why are these people holding signs? It's because the Team Up event is so important to this tournament.
It is. So we offer a grant to 36 nonprofits throughout the region. We work with the area community foundations and Heather Gallegos from Dow. This year was awesome. We had over 100 nonprofits apply. And so it's heartbreaking to have to pick and choose. But the work that these nonprofits are doing in the region are life-changing for so many individuals. And so we pick them, and then we encourage them to come out and support the athletes. We team them up with a athlete, #team up.
Yep.
And so that has been so lovely for the athletes too. The athletes ask us to give a little background regarding the nonprofit. And so you'll see the athletes engage with those nonprofits throughout the week. And then we have our charitable give back of 5 nonprofits that have a tent on course, one each day. We also work with the foundations and Heather on who's selected for that. So they get to come out and spend that day in that tent. And the things they're teaching about not only their, what they're doing, but also educating the adults and children in this region is phenomenal.
And I know some of those regional partners might have some animal friends coming with them this year.
We have one this year, so you need to check out on admissions to the right. There will be a tent with a very unique nonprofit on Friday of tournament week.
Very cool. So if you're out there on Friday, make sure you check that out. And if you're out there any day, make sure you're engaging with the local nonprofits because they're an important part of the fabric of this community. And we have such great philanthropic support here. So let's make sure we celebrate those, not just the ones from Midland, but our regional partners and everyone from abroad. So it's going to be a great, great, great time. And the tournament's got so much to offer. And we talk about welcoming those nonprofits into that space. How does the tournament itself utilize itself as a place of welcoming and making sure that it is really a place for all?
Well, take a look at what we do with our veterans program. So veterans are very near and dear to my heart and many other people. And they are my number one phone call. And every year they ask the same questions. Are you going to let myself and a spouse get in for free or family members? Yes, we are. We welcome you with open arms. So we've built a suite. We've made it larger every year. And Kelly is the presenting sponsor of that. So that allows us to do some unique things with our vets. So this year we offer a pancake breakfast the first day of the tournament. We have a chicken dinner, Chick-fil-A. Out of Saginaw, John Cook. He is a retired vet. He owns that business. He will come in with Chick-fil-A sandwiches. We do a little happy hour with them, and then Sundays on Sunday. And 2 years ago, when it was 51 degrees on Championship Sunday, I was like, there is no way these vets are going to want ice cream sundaes. So I worked with Enjoy Bakery, and we did flag cookies. I heard it from the vets. We want our sundaes. So I don't care what the temperature is. They're going to get their ice cream sundaes, and they love them.
Truly is something for everyone. Even just yesterday, I was speaking with my fiance, and she had a Pilates class planned for that day, and she was excited, but then she noticed that yoga was going to be on the green on Saturday morning, and so she canceled her Pilates class, and now she's going to yoga on the green.
So that will be Saturday morning. That's presented by My Michigan Health. We're very excited about that. And then once they get done with that, she will go over and do chair yoga with our vets. And that, if you have never seen that, that is amazing because a lot of our vets are elderly. And so to be able to teach them how to sit in their chairs and be able to get some exercise is very special.
And truly, if they want to be there, you're going to make it happen.
Oh, yes. So we provide transportation whenever we can. And we also, once you're on course and if the mobility isn't there, we have carts and shuttles that will take you wherever you want to go.
We hope you enjoyed that clip from the Max Loves Midland Show. If you want to watch the full episode, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to hear that episode, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts.